Hi guys, so this segment that we're doing right now, this is about Sapphire Academy and pretty much about starting a program. Okay, I am going to throw in a couple of things that we didn't get to cover on the other chat. Okay, I'm not sure why this one's not keep going. Anybody have any questions? You guys let me know, okay? And feel free to DM me, okay, if you have homework, if you're already in school, if you just have a question, okay, you can DM me. I'm gonna put Sapphire Coding up here. Okay, that's the website. You guys can check out the website. Okay. Now we just finished musculoskeletal system. Class is not finished. That class prior to us is what we've done already. We just came out of musculoskeletal system step by step. So you guys should be in again your CPT. Okay, your musculoskeletal system is in your CPT book. Okay, it's in your CPT book. I'm not sure if that one's going to chop, but we're not going to put that one up. Okay, your step by step book, there are codes in there you need to relate to. So, what I would do is just continue to do your studies. Okay, continue to do your studies in your CPT book. Continue to do the work in your CPT book. This section is pretty much about you guys registering and enrolling for Sapphire Academy. What you're going to do is just go on the website and pretty much register. You guys have a $1,250 grant, so use that at your own checkout. Okay, I also want you guys to check out AAPC.com. Look on there and see what the test is about. Some of you may not want to be certified. I know I have a few of you who are not going to be certified. Some of you just pretty much want to do medical billing, which is fine. You guys can do medical billing, and you can do coding at the end. Maybe you just want to kind of upgrade to the coding. That's fine. You can also do that if you want to. And again, you guys can DM me any questions that you have. Okay. For those of you who are doing the billing and the coding, just kind of take your time. If you have not started the class when we started the class, just archive. Okay, archive the medical billing class, and you should be abreast by the time you get up to us because you're taking notes, you're reading the portions of your book. If you're new and you don't have your books yet, you are looking at the links, you are using all the same material that we are using. Okay, in the Sapphire Academy, you have other resources there. Okay, you have an abundance amount of tools to help you to pass your exam. Those of you who join the Sapphire Academy, you have digital downloads, okay? And in those digital downloads, there should be videos in there. There are some in there that I'm going to take out and remove because you can get those videos on YouTube, okay? And some of them I have updated. So I'm not pretty much finished going through Sapphire Academy. I want to see what I need to upgrade and what you guys need more of. Okay, so in the Sapphire Academy, when you go to the portal, okay, when you go to my website, you're going to click on a tab that says portal or more resources or bookstore. That's going to take you to it's going to take you to the advanced program, the basic program, traditional program. The basic program is medical billing only. It's just medical billing. Okay. The transitional program is medical billing and medical terminology. The advanced program is medical billing, medical terminology, and coding. Okay, and while I got that $1,250 grant, I want you guys to take advantage of that. So go to my website and you guys can register for that. So you should be registering for that and then doing the YouTube for those of you who are going further in your studies. If you guys just want to do the YouTube, that's fine. Just go ahead and archive the classes and take notes just like you're in a regular class. Okay, but I would prefer you to join the Sapphire Academy so you can get all those downloads and you can get one-on-ones with me, and we can kind of get you going so you can pass that exam. Okay. Just just try your best. Everything you do, just try your best. Okay. Those of you who don't know about coding, some of you may not know anything about billing. Make sure you get this book. Okay. You can order this from my website, or you can go to Amazon. I found a lot of people who are not familiar with coding, that they're not ready to join a class. They want to know about the coding. What is it about? What do you do? What is revenue codes? That's what this is about. Okay, so make sure that you let your friends know about that. Some of you wanted to see the schedule. This is the schedule. Okay, this is the schedule. Go on my website and you can see that schedule as soon as you jump in there. Okay, so the Sapphire Academy, you need to have this. Okay, this is your medical terminology book. Okay, your tests are in here. Okay, again, go to Amazon and you can also order that, or you can go to my website. Okay, I know I totally forget about medical billing. If you're not ready to do medical billing and you just want to kind of play around with it to see if it's for you, that's what this book is for. Okay, this is your medical billing. And what it is that I have notes in here, I have the schedule in here. This is to kind of give you a heads up what medical billing is about. Just medical billing, nothing else. Okay. And again, if you want to, just do the YouTube classes, that's fine. You can do the YouTube classes. The Sapphire Academy just gives you more resources. There's classes in there. We have HR questions in there. There's Optum 360, EHR. It's like a regular program. YouTube, we can't kind of give you like that full program, but we can still put you in the right place. When you go to my website and you go to the bookstore, the courses are downloaded. The first thing that you're going to see is orientation. You'll download it in orientation, then you'll get a few welcome emails, and then you will get your own Sapphire Coding email so that you can get into the portal. Yeah, you got to have your Microsoft, so you could just add your portal email. So you have Shanisha L. Sapphire Coding, that's going to be your email for the school, and you need that to get into the portal. Okay, so absolutely, feel free to ask me any question you want. You guys can DM me, or you can go to my website and send me questions from there as well. No, I still get that on my phone. I can still see that. Sometimes I miss questions on YouTube. That's why I'm giving you guys every source of DB there. DB is discussion board. Okay, so discussion board is DB. And discussion board is everything. Okay, so when you can't, if I don't get right back to you here, which is discussion board. So discussion board can be anything. Find another way to get to me, because I have missed a few chats, notes, or something here. If you don't get me here, go to the website and you guys can start DMing me there. And I get that on my phone automatically. I can see that. It pops up in lights as you have a message. But sometimes I kind of miss the message from here. So just make sure that you get me. Okay? Because if you're already in a school and maybe you are getting ready to take your test, maybe they have not scheduled you, maybe you're not getting enough, feel free to DM me. I will definitely put you in the right place, or give you some studying to do that will help you. But it just takes consistency of studying. Like, even if I'm not on, you guys go ahead and study. Okay, so again, you guys know my class is self-learning here in YouTube. It takes time to learn how to code. We had to do the medical billing, we do the medical terminology, right? And then we do the coding. Okay, and then I don't know why I was moving around. And then we do steps. Okay, so we go through basic, we go through more traditional, and then we move to advanced. So right now we're traditional, we're working in the CPT. So we finished the step-by-step in musculoskeletal system. Now we're working in the CPT book, musculoskeletal system, 20,000 series. So you guys are doing the guidelines when you get to the back of the index. Remember last week we didn't do the guidelines. I just pretty much showed you how to look for a code. I want you to still look for the guidelines. Okay. I'm not sure why the other book is not up, but I did. Let me put this up for you guys. It might be because it's not on. I did put this book up there for you guys. I know I'm gonna open here. I could open here. Who's that? Somebody did ask me for. Did the CPC guide come in 2026? Yeah, I talked about it in the other class. The CPC guide does come in ebook. Okay, the CPC guide does come in ebook, and you guys can get that in ebook. Um, so one of the good things about this is that it's like a little bit of a free view of the book. It's almost like what we do, with the Kindle. Here, you can look at the book so you can see what's in there. This is what the class is about, your CPC and passing your certification. Do you have to do that? No. You can study, especially if you're already working and you just want to kind of get more, you can do that. Or if you are coming from accounts receivable, now you want to be a biller, you can do more. You can ease up to becoming a coder. Okay, you can start with charge entry. That's what I would do. I start with charge entry, find your charge entry position, and then move on to the coding. Because that way, when you're in charge entry, you're still in the field. You're still going to be hanging out with the coders because you're like the middleman at that point. Okay, but when we go into this book, it is your advanced classes. It is your advanced classes because we have to use this book with your CPT. We use this book with your step by step. When we do step by step, you guys see how I kind of relate to this book as we're doing this step by step. Okay, and this is a book that you're going to do. You can do it the same way, relate it with the step by step. I always kind of refer with this book, so just kind of be precarious when you're learning. Take notes in what you're doing. So this book actually has, how can I get it? Da-da-da. This book has reading in it. It has stuff that you can kind of get a good idea about. I mean, it has stuff in here that you might see, on your exam. Of course, in the front of the book, you may see some of this on your exam. There's different types of certifications in here, and it's pretty much just letting you know what they have. Okay? Again, you guys can go on the website and check it out. So I would look at this too. Look at the contents so you can see what's in there. Okay? Let's see how much it gives you. This is a lot, and I think it just kind of gives you a little bit of the business of medicine. You guys heard me talk about that. We've already went over this, but if you want to get this book, or if you want to just kind of see what it's about without spending $150, I would look at that. Okay, so that's also on the AAPC website. Okay, so look at the book and see what it is. I mean, if you don't have that $150 right now, by all means, take a look at this just so it can give you an idea. And it's going to tell you everything that's in the book. I think it gives you some of the business of medicine. You guys know I combined that with the medical billing, right? So, that's combined with the medical billing. But in this book, let me see. I don't see nothing different from the old book. All right. I don't see anything different from the old book. Other than some of this is different, because some of that's changed, but you can still get an idea of what the book is about. Okay, so those of you who are going to be starting the class, or some of you who are going to be starting the YouTube, those are some of the materials that we are going to use. Okay, I also use Google Drive in Sapphire Academy. Okay, I use Google Drive because that's the easy way to send somebody a doc or something like that, if I want to. But generally in the Sapphire Academy, everything is already there. You don't need to do anything. This is a snapshot of Sapphire Academy. You see how everything is already there in the Sapphire Academy? You don't really have to download anything in Sapphire Academy. You can if you want to. Everything in Sapphire Academy, I made sure you guys are able to download. Okay, so you guys can see what's in the Sapphire Academy. That's the reason why I encourage everybody to try to get it while I got that $1,250 grant. Okay, and that's how I'm able to give that program for $99 for you guys to get in here. You can do what you want to do, what you want in here as far as how you want to work. But you see other courses in here. There's orientation in here. Digestive system is in integument and cardiovascular. Same thing. It's in the same order as all of my books. That's the way I do it. Same order. This is your orientation. It's a visual audio orientation in a bookstore, but this is the same thing as it's digital. You can look at it as many times as you want to. The interview questions are in here. The milestone is in here. The CIMO is in here. Okay, that's the Metasoft book for EHR. Okay, I got an example of what a Medicare remittance looks like. Example of practice management. So there are a lot of things in the portal that you do not get in the YouTube. So, that's just a little bit of a sample of what's in there. There are also chats in there that you can get in the Sapphire Academy. And the only way that I'm able to do that $99 is when they give me that $1,250. Whether they give it to me in a voucher or whether they're giving it to me in a stipend, I get it enough where I can give you $99. Okay, so the program will be $99. So here is Sapphire Coding Academy. Let me pop on that. Okay, I meant to have y'all in on that. Hold on. So when you guys go into, where we at? When you go into Sapphire Academy, you can click on whatever you want. Okay, you can click on. It's the same type of courses that's literally in there. You can click on whichever course you want. You can click on documents that you want. It is the same thing. Okay, and when you get in there, if you choose to download, you can. Okay, you can. You see how these classes are over here like this? It's the same thing, and you will see the Zoom, Teams, or YouTube. Okay, that's going to be your go-to. Okay, so like I said, when you do Sapphire Academy, there's a lot more things in here. The AHIMA test is in there. I have a pre-CPT testing there. And it's going to help you, through your program. Okay. So again, when you go to the website, you will see all of the necessities that you need in there. Okay. And that's what it's for. Because remember that, this class is a self-paced class. And this is how I'm teaching you how to learn on a step-by-step basis. Now, if you're learning independently, you don't need me to sit with you. We do one-on-ones, we DM, we do discussion board. Remember, discussion board is everything. DB is discussion board. So when you guys hear me say DB, that's what I'm talking about. Okay? So, the way I try to make it very easy for you guys. So when I uploaded the AHIMA was made accessible for you guys to open. The AHIMA test will be given to you in a link. It's given to you in a link so that you can open up the test. So you remember the test that I sent you guys last week? You should be able to open that test in a link. So when you open it, you've got to have Google Drive so it can open in the Google Drive. So the AHIMA test, I sent one to somebody. You have to take the AHIMA test in order for you to. I can't put you in the hospital if you can't pass a AHIMA test. If you have your your CPC and you're coming in as an apprentice, okay. And I sent you that AHIMA test and you have not sent it back to me. Why is it I get to Miss Lambert? I thought you had a job for me. I can't get a job for you if you can't show me your skills and show me if you can pass. So, the test that I sent you guys, that's a real test. I mean, I generally give that to people who are wanting to be a coder. Okay? That is for you guys to mess around with. What chat is it? I have no idea. I put it in the post. Look in the post. Okay? Look in the post for that test. Okay? So, you have to be able to do the coding. Okay? And sometimes when you go to school, if you don't practice what you've been doing, you totally forget. You totally forget. So some of you who do have your certification already, I don't want you to forget. I don't want you to forget. I want you to take the test as best you can and then send it back to me. It doesn't matter if you can't do it or not. The ones that you got wrong, that is what you need help in. Maybe it's cardiology. Maybe it's, ocular. Maybe it's, ears or something, audio. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Audio. So, just, don't give up on it, and especially those of you who went to school, and maybe you decided that you don't want to do the coding, you didn't finish or whatever, come back. Come back. When you archive the classes on the YouTube, they are in order. So when you open the playlist, they are in order by date. Okay? Every date has a different class. Okay? But every date is in order. So if you go to medical billing, the earliest date is when the class started. The last date is when it stopped. If you go to medical terminology in the playlist, the earliest date you see, that's the date the class started. The last date is when we finished. You're going to see most of them say capstone, right? Because remember, I was telling you about the capstone, okay? So every class actually has a capstone, okay? I know I was only supposed to do it for 30 minutes. I don't know how we got to 30 minutes already. Okay, so just remember that, okay, guys? So I don't know if I posted this or not, but I put this out there just so you guys can kind of get a look at it. It's a big case. Get used to the big cases. Get used to the big cases because on your exam you may have one like that that's long like this. Okay, and again you're gonna need your CPT book. Okay, the book that I gave you goes up to musculoskeletal system. Okay, but when you get it, you could mess around with it. I put a couple of tests out there, a couple of questions out there for you guys to kind of mess around with anyway. Okay, I mean, if you get stuck, okay, let me know. If you get stuck somewhere, then that's where you got to pull your strength at. So if some of you are coding already and you've gotten stuck on a HIM, let me know. Let me know where you gotten stuck at on that HIM test. Okay. So the HIM test is 50 questions. Okay, and I just gave it to you guys just to see how well you would do with it, and it was mainly for some of you who already were in class already. Okay, so don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged when you guys are doing the coding because sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it takes it takes more studying. Sometimes it takes to change a study. You might figure out, okay, so I can't study like that. It's driving me nuts. Okay, then don't do that. Okay, we're going to study a whole different ball game. Okay, we're going to study a whole different ball game. So this is the easiest way that I pretty much can show you how to get into Sapphire Academy. So when you go to Sapphire Academy, you see how everything is in there? All these classes that you see in the Sapphire Academy are classes that we already did in YouTube. Those are the classes in YouTube. The live classes that I do in the Sapphire Academy, I do not record those classes because you can always go to YouTube and archive anything there. The classes that we do in Sapphire Academy, I don't need to archive them because they are live and you're asking me questions. I don't even record them. I don't record you guys when we're in the live class. Okay, on YouTube, it's automatically recorded and you guys can already get to them. This, you cannot. Okay, I prefer not to record when we are in there. I mean, I have to, if I get ready to record, I have to say, okay, class, we're getting ready to record. I'm supposed to let you know, that we're recording. Okay, that's anywhere. We're supposed to, of course we are. Okay. So again, that's just a little bit of navigation right there, of you guys going through the ropes, going through some of the stuff that we do in Sapphire Academy. But again, anything that you can do to help yourself to pass, do it. I mean, you should be able to use those resources. Okay, use the resources that you have. I don't think you should, pay $20,000 and $30,000 for a course. Uh, I researched, man, about 50 schools. 50 schools. Um, I got one where the tuition is $22,000. Um, I'm still trying to figure out. It's still that type of money to go to school for medical billing. That's why I want you guys to take heed to what we're giving you, because it's you who is going to learn it. If get your flash drive, get your notebook, get your 2 hours in, I think you will be okay. I think you'll be okay, because all it takes is study time, paying attention. Okay, pay attention to what you're reading. You remember what I said? When you get tired of reading, just stop. When you get tired of reading, just stop. Okay, as you're reading, even if you don't look at the notes ever again, as you're reading, take notes. Because you guys ever notice when you write, you're actually conditioning yourself to remember what you're writing down? Anybody teacher ever told them something like that? Well, I tell my students that, and I'm telling you that right now. Write it down. Even if you don't look at it, write it down. Okay? Because like I said, you're conditioning yourself to remember what you're reading. Okay? But go through some of those questions that I gave you guys. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for that cost sheet. I got to go through this more to see if I could even put it up. I know I can put it on my flash drive and then stick it in there, but I'm just looking for it up here. But you guys can look yourself. I mean, you can see, some of these schools are ridiculous. I saw one the other day. I'm $27,000 for billing and coding. Are you serious? They're not even giving them the CPC. I mean, what? What the heck is that? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I can't say that because many years ago, I paid too. I paid too. That's the reason why we made the program, so that there'll be no more um, funds for this. In I think in Georgia, at Georgia Tech or Institute or something like that, they have one where they just use Pell, and that's the only thing they use because that's a free program over there. They have one in New York at the college. I don't know if it's your college. I don't know. I feel like I've been away from New York so long, I don't remember. But I know that they have a free program in New York as well. They have one in New York. And, if you just, follow what we're doing, follow the chats, get the books that you need, take your time. You not only can learn a new skill, you can turn that skill into a business. You could either recruit your own doctors or work for 4 or 5 different hospitals if you choose to. You will have your own marketing skill. You are going to figure out how you're going to do this. Okay. If you like I said, if you get to the point where you are just tired and you don't want to do anything more, I'm not gonna look for this no more. I'm just gonna pull something else up. Um, you could stop. If you do that, then I think it would be a lot better for you as far as you're retaining the information. I'm just putting up this section because this is what we're on. Um, okay, so again, when we are doing this study, and we want to make sure that you are retaining what you are reading. That's your step by step book. Okay, I know this only supposed to have been 30 minutes, but that's your step by step book, right? Um, Look down below. There should be a 2026 link for the CPT, a 2026 link for the ICD-10. Okay, I think the HCPCS is down there too, but you don't have to use 2026. I mean, you can use 2025 is down there too. Okay, that can get you started. So some of you who are starting now in Sapphire Academy or YouTube, you can use those books. There's a link for step by step down below. Um, Let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on, let's get to so on the bottom, when you guys, let's say you want to start the class, let's say you somebody just breezing through the class. Oh, look at Miss Lambert, I want to do her class. I don't have no books. Yes, you do. That's the reason why I put all the books down below so that everybody can have access to the books to at least get them started on the program. Okay, so that's why I don't want anybody buying any books. Okay, don't buy any books unless you know this is definitely for you, right? This is definitely for you. Okay, I don't want you to spend $150 on books and then this is not for me. I am not doing all of this reading. You see, so that's why I made sure I found some books for y'all. Now, if you want to just go ahead and purchase those books, you can. Okay, you can purchase those books, but just look down below and get some of those links. Okay, and you should be fine. Okay, let me get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. My files. Let's go here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm opening the links that that I already sent you, which is actually already down there. I mean, I don't really have to put them up, but I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm talking about. So what I'm actually talking about is the books that I sent you. The CPC guide, the one that I just sent you up, that I got that from the AAPC site. You can go ahead and look at that if you want to. Well, here's the hymn right here. You can look at that if you want to, or you got to just go on to AAPC, and when you get there, just look for the bookstore. Just look for the bookstore. Okay. Let me see if no. Wait, this should have an order sheet on this. Somebody asked me for an order sheet too. I don't know why that's not popping up. In the classroom, there's a HICFA in there. I don't think this is gonna pull up. So the HICFA is it's actually fill in. Okay, so I'll probably have to pull it up from the classroom. So who asked me that? It's one in there. I think I did put one in one of my chats if you just wanted to kind of see what the HICFA looks like. Some of y'all that's new, that's never been, been in those classes before, because I know a lot of y'all know what those forms look like, the 1500 and the UB04s. All look, they don't look the same, but one is hospital, one is physician. Okay, see, that's the difference with a lot of stuff that's going to be in the Sapphire Academy. Okay, and of course, you can look at anything you want in the Sapphire Academy. You can review what you want. The summary on the essay. Yeah, y'all have to do an essay, whether you hand it in to me or not. I want the essay done, so that you could tell yourself, you could show yourself, what you retained in the classroom. Okay. So that's the difference between, I don't know why that's right there, what we are doing in the Sapphire Academy versus what we do on YouTube. There's only but so much we can do in both. This might be updated. 2024. So I think these are 2024. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let me see if you can see this or not. If this is for some that yeah, you can see that. So this is for some that haven't been in my classroom before, and some of you want to know what the books are. These books are 2024. That's because they've been in here since then. Okay, but again, 2025, 2026, etc. These are your go-tos. Okay, these are your go-tos. This is what we are in now. Okay. Yes, this is in the Sapphire Academy. See the difference? The Sapphire Academy has everything that you need in it. Okay? And it's pretty much just letting you know what you need for this classroom. Okay? So, just take it in stride. When you go to YouTube, you're going to go to my playlist, the medical billing, medical terminology, and the coding. In the coding, we're up to musculoskeletal system. Okay, it doesn't matter how long I take to do a course, because a course might be 5 or 6 classes. Um, you can do as many classes as you want during the day or during the night or however you want to. Okay, there is no limit, there's no lockout. Do what you need to do. Um, Practicing is the best thing that you can do, especially when you are studying. Okay, when you are studying, just like tonight. Tonight, you guys have to go to your CPT book. Go to your CPT book. In the index, you're supposed to read the guidelines, right? I'm just kind of backtracking what we did in the class we just did a few minutes ago. Okay, and your musculoskeletal system, you're to go through your book and highlight the end of those codes. You remember we did, what was it, 205520, right? So go back over that chat if you guys forgot that. But this is all about you getting to know your CPT book. Get to know your CPT book. Look at those illustrations that are in the musculoskeletal system, because on your exam you're going to need to know some of that. And yeah, you can just look at your book and find the illustration, but you still need to visualize it so you can boom get it, get out of there. Not you don't have time to go, is that it? Oh no, you get it and get out. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of times when you're taking a test and you start exaggerating, guess what you're going to start doing? Changing answers. Changing answers. Train yourself not to do that. Train yourself. It's going to be hard. Train yourself not to do that. That's why all the practice is helping you to get a format of a testing technique that's going to help you pass your CPC or your CPB, whichever one you want to take. Okay? So this was only supposed to be 30 minutes. I don't know how we got in this far. But I was putting the link up here. Did you guys actually already have the link? It's actually below, but you know how I am. I like to try to make sure that you guys do after what you did. Why is that there? Oh, I know what that is. I know I was working in Sapphire a little while ago, and I pulled up so many different things. But again, that's what I want you to do. Okay, I want you to make sure that you are studying the same way that we are teaching in the classroom. If you want to do more, you can. Okay, don't pass us. Okay, just review what you're stuck on, review what you're having trouble with. Get your CPC. If you're going all the way with us, you got to have your CPC guide. Okay, the CPC guide is where our advanced courses are. Okay, so you have to do the exercises that are in the CPC guide. Yeah, you have to do the exercise because your CPC guide is your go-to. Okay, it's your go-to. So I know the book is costly. It's like $149. That's why I say get the ebook. Have 4 or 5 of your girls join my class, and each one of y'all put in $35 a piece. Y'all got the book. Okay, put it up on one screen, and y'all can study at the same time. That's the way you can save money on book. Okay, or y'all can put it on the screen and look at the book at the same time. Okay, so what time is it? I know I was only supposed to do 30 minutes because this was just a like a what is Sapphire Academy? What do you do? How long does it take? Okay, in the Sapphire Academy, there is a schedule in there. Okay, there's a syllabus in there, and it will tell you how long you need to take for the class. So in this Sapphire Academy, there are different schedules. Okay, there are different schedules. Let me put this up. Okay, because a lot of y'all do ask me about the schedule. So there's a fast track schedule. Okay, which is a 9-week schedule. Okay, that's the schedule. Okay, a lot of y'all ask me about the schedule. How long does it take, Miss Lambert? The fast track schedule is a 9-week schedule. That's you working every day. Okay, some of y'all that ain't working can bust us a 9-week schedule. Some of y'all that are, you might need a 20-week schedule. Okay, a 20-week schedule is the same as a 40-week schedule. It's just more work. Just like just like online class. When they say, "Oh, are you finished? How long you finishing a year?" She finished in a year, but she did the same amount of work that you did in 2 years. So this is what people are not clear on when you do online school. Online schools give you twice the amount of work or more the amount of work than you might get in a traditional school. That and yeah, it's time consuming, but pace yourself. Pace yourself. That's what when you're in an online school and they tell you to read this and read that and read this and read that. When you write those essays, they know. And we have that system where we can tell whether you copyrighted something. I know I can't think of it off on my mind, but we have that. And that lets us know, okay, thing. Okay, so all right, so what you do? Copy everything. Okay, zero. So that's why it's plagiarism. But I when I come back, I'm gonna give you a little bit of that thing. But again, that's why it's so much reading, so many essays, this and that, because we need to know what you have retained. When you have to do a PowerPoint and all that kind of stuff, you got to see what you have retained. Okay, your CPC, taking your exam, that's where you're going to see your goal. When you went to school and you did all of that coding, this is where we see if you can actually code. Yeah, I know plenty of people that graduated yesterday, and after I give them a coding test today, they lost. So that's becoming too common for me. When I see that, okay, let's go. Come on. You need to go into this classroom and you need to go over some things, because now that you've already spent $25,000 and I'm giving you the HIM test, I got a doctor who will hire you right now, but you must pass this test. You just graduated from medical billing and coding school. You just told me that you've been coding while you were in school. I'm giving you this HIM test. I want it back. I never get the test back. I might not never get a response. So don't feel like, it's bad. You know, we are here to help you. If that happens, come back. If that happens, you need to go through my class. If you feel like you're taking a building coding class again, you probably need to. Because if you can't pass that test and you just graduated, what the heck was y'all doing in the classroom? Then you know what I would do? Go get your money back. Go get your money back. Okay? But for anybody who's going to school for billing and coding or whatever, don't hesitate to come in this classroom, chat, DM me. I will help you get started. If you got that HIM test out there and you are lost, you say, I'm that doggone Miss Lambert. Okay? Listen, call me. All right, let's just, all you need, you know what you need? You need more practice. That's probably what it is. You need more practice. Because if you have trouble getting through that 50 question exam, I have no doubt that you will not pass the CPC. So, because I have another test that's 150 questions. You must pass this before. I say, okay, well, go ahead. Let's see what you do. If you pass, fine. So if you don't pass the HIM test, that's 50 questions, I will definitely be leery about you passing my test that has 150 questions. So when you say, Miss Lambert, I just went to school. I know how to do it. I do. And then I don't get that HIM test back, something's wrong. Call me, DM me. We're going to help you and get you there. So even if you went to school, okay? If you went to school and you frustrated, the teacher's not telling you X, Y, Z or whatever, and you feel like you didn't get enough, I mean, you could definitely, I would protest it and get my money back. But if you just need a little more, you need like the coaching and the tutoring, absolutely, join Sapphire Academy. Join Sapphire Academy. I will send you everything that you need. But again, it takes perseverance. You still have to study. You still have to do what you need to do. Okay? So I want y'all to make sure that if you decide to go to one of those classes, okay, I don't think I can put it up here, but I put it up in this. I know some things I can do here, some things I can't do in the StreamYard, but I have it for the billing and coding class. I think it was $27,000. Program this right here. Look, you see that? This flash drive contains the cost of a medical billing and coding program at a college. Hello! And this program is $24,000. Because we're using OBS and they only let me stream, I can't put up a doc. Hi, I'm fine. How are you today? Okay. We have about 5 minutes left. But I still want you guys to do this. Get your flash drives and put your work on there. Okay? But this is the cost of the program. When we do the next class Friday, we'll do it. Okay? I don't want you to pay $24,000 for that coding. All right? Don't do it. Okay? We are going to go over it, and I'm going to show you how to do it. This is your claim form. Okay? Sapphire Academy has this in it. I cannot do a detailed course on YouTube, but we're giving you more on YouTube. Okay, so those of you who told me you're already in a coding class and you're struggling, you might have a little bit of issues asking the teacher something. Don't be afraid of her. Go ahead and ask her what you need. Okay, go ahead and ask her. Okay. I actually now I've been doing Twitch for a minute. I just kind of added on to my YouTube. So make sure you guys do let me know. Do you like coding? Are you into coding? A lot of us are new or actually to coding. The coding that we do is for medical insurance billing and coding. My grandson does coding. I'm pretty sure he'll check out my my YouTube in a little bit. Okay, so this class was it's not actually a class. This is a Sapphire Academy. Was actually supposed to be 30 minutes, but we kind of dragged it on a little bit. But we're going to come back. I'm going to do a second session. It won't be today. I'm going to do a second session tomorrow so I can show you guys the cost sheet. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the cost sheet. And I'm going to show you guys what the claim form is. So if you guys are going to do that coding that I put out there, you guys can by all means absolutely do the coding. Do the coding. The test is 50 questions. Make sure that you have Google Drive. Okay, make sure you have Google Drive, and because it's going to open in your own Google Drive. Okay. Try not to write on your paper. Use a piece of paper. Go ahead and print it out and go ahead and take the coding. And let me see how you did on the coding exam. Let me see how you get. If you did okay, then yes, of course, we'll do the rest of them. Okay. So anybody have any questions about the Sapphire Academy? Make sure you DM me. Okay. Email me, or y'all know usually what time is it? Around 9:30. I'm usually on Twitter, probably around that time. You guys can always either get me over there or you can get me here. If you DM me, I'll get right back to you. Okay. So this chat is going to be over, but again, I'm going to put the cost there. Okay. Oh, here's the Metasoft. We're going to do the Metasoft. Okay. No, it's Sapphire Academy. We do the Metasoft. We don't do Metasoft on YouTube, okay? Metasoft is EHR, okay? Electronic Health Records, okay? I know, this is there. So this is the only way that I can show you through Sapphire Portal, not YouTube. So you guys have to be in the Sapphire Portal. Go to my website, okay? If you guys go to my website, you can look at it. And don't forget those books on my website. You can order those books from Amazon, okay? Make sure you get my medical billing book. Make sure you get this one, medical terminology. The tests are in here. Okay, the tests are in here. There's a ton of pictures in here. Okay, and you can get that book on Amazon. Some of you who have never done coding before, this is your go-to. Okay, you can get this from Amazon or you can get it from my website. Okay, whichever one you want to do. Okay, but we are going to make sure that you learn how to code. Okay, all right, so I want you guys to make sure you get me. Okay, I am from New York. I am from New York. Okay, I am from New York, born and raised. Okay, so I'm gonna see you guys next time. We will chit chat soon. Make sure that you get the book if you need it. Okay, if you need to DM me. If you're on TikTok, go to my store on TikTok. If you're on my website, go to the bookstore on my website. My chair must be lopsided. I'm always lopsided, right? Make sure you guys get to me, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Don't miss that next Twitch chat. I'm going to put it on my YouTube chat, okay? See you guys. Thank you.